Raza, I just wanted to say next time someone some silly person questions your credentials for writing a book, you might mention that Muslims have a massive claim on Jesus. Virgin Mary and Jesus Christ, Muslims love them to bits.
Yeah, they do. It's
Okay?
true.
The literature is full of it, the poetry is full of it, the proverbs are full of them. For God's sake, Jesus has 25 times, his name mentioned in the Quran versus Muhammad.
Yeah, that's
5.
right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Jesus 25, Muhammad 5. Okay? Mary has an entire chapter devoted to her.
Yeah.
With the most loving, beautiful terms.
Yeah.
So next time, just tell somebody that market on Jesus is not a monopoly, it's a duopoly. And as far as the Jews are concerned, Muslims have a very big chunk of shares in the Moses business as well.
That's right. Yeah, the Quran loves Moses.
Get
Yes,
that
thank
straight.
you. No, it's a very good point. It is a very, very good point. But I will say, however, that I think the assumption about that whole thing is that you can't write about a religion without having some bias. By the way, I can understand why Fox News thinks this. I get it, because for them it's impossible to actually consider that to be the case. But the thing about I think the problem is that many people don't understand that religion is actually an academic discipline. Like, it's a science. You can study it and get degrees in it. I mean, I have Jewish friends who write about Buddhism, and I have Buddhist friends who write about Christianity, and Christian friends who write about Islam. And for all of us, it's very important that we divorce ourselves from any kind of, faith background in order to deal with religion objectively and from a scholarly and academic perspective, as much as you can be objective about anything. I mean, yes, there's no such thing as objectivity when studying any history, let alone ancient history, but you try. That's the important thing. I should also mention, however, though, I mean, what I write in this book overturns most of what the Quran has to say about Jesus as well. And I've gotten, just as many upset Muslims emailing me as I get upset Christians emailing me as well, which again goes to what I was saying about reconciling faith and history. For me, there is no problem there. I mean, if history says one thing and the scripture says the other, history is right. And it's the scripture that needs to be changed. And while that may come as a shock to some fervent believers, I think that the problem is that many people of faith tend to place their faith in the scripture as though it's something to believe in. This drives me bananas. When people say that I believe in the Bible, I'm like, what do you mean? You believe it exists? I don't understand what you're talking about. I believe in the Quran. What do you mean? The Quran is not something to believe in. It is the path to God. It is the signpost to something to believe in. It is the means to an end, not the end. And if for some reason your entire faith collapses because you discovered that Matthew says Jesus was born in 4 BC and Luke says Jesus was born in 6 AD, the problem is with your faith.